The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome everyone to episode 152 of The Daily Mother Swole. Monkey from the fucking road. Alright, those of you that are joining live, welcome. Just on Periscope today. Those of you that are joining me on the podcast, this is part one of Swolling and Rolling. I am on a little personal holiday, and if you're watching me live and on YouTube, yes, I am indeed wearing a shirt. I thought about taking it off for this episode, but there's a first time for everything. So that's Bella right there. That's the dog. That's Jeb's dog, and she's in for the trip. So we're going all the way up to Cleveland today. Left Miami and we stop in Atlanta. Hot Atlanta, and it looks a little gray and it's a little bit rainy. We're in the middle of Florida right now. Probably gonna still be in Florida for the next freaking 4 or 5 hours until we get through and break through to Georgia. So that's the plan. Looking forward to hitting traffic around Atlanta around 5 or 6. So that's gonna be absolutely horrific, probably, but we'll see how it goes. The topic for today, we're gonna do some Q&A. If anyone has Q&A, so it's gonna be a little bit more open forum than normally. But right now, the theme of today, since it's the first leg of the journey, it's the first leg of the trip, and it's the kind of situation where it's a reflection period. It's a reflection period, and I knew that I needed a little bit of a break. I knew I needed a little bit of a change of pace, and of course I have my mobile office with me, but it's already feels a lot bigger of a deal than I anticipated. And some of you already know that I'm taking time off from the gym. I haven't worked out in almost 2 weeks. So my shoulder still hurts like crazy. I went to pet the dog a moment ago and my shoulder's killing me. So I don't know if it's rotator cuff or it's labral. I don't know what is going on in there because it's a little bit different of a pain that I haven't felt before, and it's not really going away yet. So that's a little bit more concerning that it's not decreasing like a normal. It doesn't feel like the inflammation is going away or whatever the pain is. It doesn't really feel like inflammation, which is part of my concern. But without getting that checked out professionally, I've been talking about how important it is to take time off. And I always talk about rest, and I always talk about yoga. I always talk about recovery and listening to your body and understanding yourself and what you can do. So it's about your goals. It's about setting proper goals. It's about knowing what you can do before you even set the goals. And what we were talking about yesterday and the day before with goal setting is that oftentimes people have a goal, they set a specific goal, and then they go back and they try to work on their program to get to their goal when that's backwards. People need to have an idea of their goal. They need to set their program, figure out what they can actually do and how many times a week they can actually train, what they can actually accomplish, what their strengths and what their limitations are, and then apply themselves and reverse engineer their goal process. So a lot of times if you have, let's say, a 50-pound weight loss goal, your actual programming or what you're capable of doing on your own isn't even realistic to achieve that goal that was initially set. You can set a realistic goal, or you can set let's say an actual quantitative and measurable goal like 50 pounds of weight loss, but the program that you're actually capable of creating or actually carrying out will not allow you that amount of weight loss, or will be over too long a period of time, or if you don't have that kind of patience, or if you have any certain deadlines for, let's say, 5 or 10 pound weight loss. So it's a lot about what you can actually do, and then reassessing your goal and then honing that. So it's not just simply set a goal and then set a program. You have to set a goal or have an idea, set a program, and then reset your goal. And understand yourself, understand your self-awareness, and more about your body and more about yourself mentally as well as physically, understanding what you need. There's that human element that creates the individuality from person to person. Now, everything that I tell you, everything that I've ever told you in all 152 of these episodes, it's all great but it's whether or not or how it applies to you directly. So one of the beauties and one of the challenges of fitness is I can be up here talking about science. I can tell you what I do, but it doesn't mean that's going to work for you. And it's very important to understand the difference between fact and applicable fact and reality. What can actually be done? What situations are those tests being carried out in? How that should in theory apply, and how it actually would apply, and how it actually would apply to you. There's different levels of that. And just because 10 people saw results this one way, you could be that 11th person where in the study it's 1 out of 11 people had no change. You could be that one person, and you can try 5, 6, 7 different types of diets and training programs and just be on the short end of the stick, being that outlier that has not found your end point yet. It hasn't found what works for you yet. You haven't found that real reason. You haven't found that true motivation. You haven't found that true system or that true flow. And until you do, the quest continues and the quest goes on. So understanding when you need rest, understanding when you need to push, understanding when you need physical rest, mental rest. And for me, I need a lot of mental rest as well as physical. And not from fitness, not from the work, not from Swolenormous, not from the live broadcasting, not from premium, but from actually doing the work myself. And not that I don't want to work out, but the mental toll that physical activity takes, it's a different type. It's a different type of physiological drain. And the mental recovery and the mental space that it takes to plan for a workout, to get mentally psyched up, the physical wear and tear, the mental recuperation, the scheduling, it takes a lot out of my brain, and I've realized this even more so in the past week and a half. The workload that had become normal for me over the past 5, 10, 15 years, the workload that is now just so common, I don't even notice it. Always thinking about the next workout, always thinking about, okay, I'll do this X, Y, and Z. I'll work it at 2 o'clock, so I'll eat here, and I'll go to the gym, and I'll do this after. Everything always revolved around when I would get to the gym. And now that I haven't even really thought too much about working out, and I haven't even had that on my schedule, it's amazing how much more time I have. And it's almost like there's awkward pauses, I'm not doing anything, but I keep like turning around or thinking that, oh my God, I have something to do. I have something I need to do. I feel like there's something I'm missing, something I'm not getting done. I realize, oh, I'm not working out today. Oh, I have time. Okay, I guess I'll just keep on editing videos then. And it's that perspective that's going to help reappropriate fitness back into my life when I get back into it, whether my shoulder keeps hurting and I get back into it more with yoga, or I go back more with just leg training and lower body and maybe body weight exercise for upper body, or just rehabilitation stuff until I figure out what's going on. But it is important to step back sometimes and force yourself to take rest in order to achieve that perspective. And a lot of times you don't know what you had until you don't have it anymore, and a lot of times you don't know the stress that you're under until you're not in that blanket of stress. I've had that with work before, with certain jobs in the past, that you don't realize how much of a toll it takes on your life until you're not in that bubble, you're not in that environment, you're not under that shield and that behind that veil. So if you have a chance and you've been in a rut or you've been in a consistent grind for a long period of time, I encourage you to step back, take a little perspective, take a little break, a little reprieve, so you can get that perspective and understand if that's what you really want. And if it is, go back into it full force. You'll be more motivated and more likely to stick and to push. And if you might get back into it and realize, this is not me, this is not who I am, this is not what I want for my life. And you save yourself a lot of stress, and that stress can spill over your cup and affect a lot of other people around you, and that just makes yours and everyone, all your personal relationships and everything, a lot will suffer from that. So something to think about today and for the rest of your life. That's something you have to keep on reassessing and see if it's right for you. It's always a challenge, it's always a struggle, there's always a work in progress. Changing goals, personal goals, life goals, fitness goals, all those things develop over time. So I will stay for a few minutes after on Periscope. Remember, you can catch this live right now for this vacation. Chances are I won't be doing the triple broadcast. I'm only doing Periscope, but you can normally catch this at 12 noon Eastern time on Periscope, also on Facebook Live at Swolenormous and Busker. And remember, you can find this also on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher. So if you are someone who's more audio and you drive a lot and you drive, let's say commute an hour to work each way. There's 152 episodes of the Daily Swole on both SoundCloud and iTunes. So if you like this video, if you've been floating hearts, if you like what I had to say, if you support Swolenormous and the Daily Swole and the brand and the fitness lifestyle, make sure that you float some hearts. Make sure that even if you saw this live, that when the video is posted to YouTube, go on there, subscribe, like the video, go on SoundCloud, hit the like button, and definitely if you have not yet, go on iTunes, like it, subscribe, whatever iTunes does, and definitely leave a review. If you didn't like the video, if you don't think the show is great, you can leave a 1-star review, but if you loved it, you think I brought it, please give me a 5-star review. I really appreciate the support and all the feedback. So enjoy the rest of your week. That's a thumbs up from Jeb. Say goodbye. Bella in the back. This will be the first of the road Swole. And don't forget, this is Periscope. So if you're not following me here on Periscope, you might see some other random scope. So I'll be alerting you if there's anything live going on, something cool. I'll pop up a broadcast. You'll get that alert. So make sure you check me out and follow me here. Again, if you're not following me on YouTube, make sure you follow me and subscribe on YouTube, Swolenormous. Where's Eli? Eli said he was going to meet me probably in Nashville. So when we get to Nashville tomorrow, perhaps Eli will be there. So stay tuned for some of that. And that's all I got for you for today. So enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your hump day if you're on the East Coast of the United States. Watch the news, watch the weather. It is looking extremely serious. I'm coming from Miami. It's supposed to get a Category 4. It's going to wipe some shit out. So be careful, be prepared, stay safe. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. Remember, episode 153 tomorrow on the Daily Mother Swole. Making gains, swoling and rolling. Road trip part 1. Peace out. See you all tomorrow.
Another.